Hello once again and welcome. I'm Bob Jimenez, your host for Islam. What is it? Conversations with Professor Dr. Hassan Hathout. You know, when we in the West discuss Judeo-Christian traditions, we often leave the religion of Islam out, when in fact it is a religion that makes up the third side of a triangle of these three important monotheistic faiths. For the next hour, our guest will be Professor Dr. Hassan Hathout. He, of course, is a writer, a poet, a professor, a renowned scholar of Islam. For most of his life, he was a physician of obstetrics and gynecology. But now he devotes much of his life in the service of his faith, and one who writes that Islam has more in common with Judaism and Christianity than they have with one another. It's going to be a fascinating hour. Doctor, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Let's start by asking you to tell us how Islam views Jesus in Christianity, Moses in Jewish traditions,
yes,
and where Islam fits in.
Yes. I wouldn't call Islam the last side of the triangle of the three religions, but I'd rather call it the last of the three links of a long chain all proceeding from God. And they go through the hundreds and thousands of prophets and messengers. Some are mentioned in the scriptures and others are not. Some had scriptures and others didn't have. And the final three were Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. To us, Jesus was a human being, and the Quran speaks of Jesus in words like, Jesus Christ, Son of Mary, is the Spirit of God and His words that He bestowed on Mary. So we hold Him in the highest regard. And about Mary, the Quran says, the angel said, "Behold, O Mary, God has chosen you and purified you and chosen you over the women of all nations." So we believe in Mary and her chastity, etc., but also as a being created by God and through whom another being was created by God.
In other words, Islam believes in the virgin birth.
Of course, yes. Non-Muslims are two categories. The one who are the people of the book, and that is the Christians and the Jews, and the others are the rest of humanity. Starting with the others, God says we have honored the children of Adam. And God says, you human beings, we have created you from a single pair of a male and a female, and made you into nations and the tribes, that you might get to know and cherish one another, not to despise one another. Verily, the most honorable of you in the sight of God are the more pious. And this makes humanity really one family. We have no racial problems in Islam. We have no color problems in Islam. And when Malcolm X went to Arabia to do the pilgrimage, he changed. He found people of different colors behaving like one family. And this is basic to Islam. And every human being, deep in my heart, is my equal and beloved brother or sister. That's that. Now when you narrow the sphere and come to the people of the book, the non-Muslims, they are co-religionists. In spite of the doctrinal differences we have with them, they are co-religionists. In a Muslim community, they have our rights and owe our duties. They share the welfare state. They are to be dealt with justly and friendly, just like all the other people. They are under the protection of the state for their religion and their crosses and their churches. We share the biology. but it is not our biology that makes us human beings. Is that supra-biological element, the Spirit of God in us, that makes us really human beings. And the more you tame the competing earthly factor, the more spiritual you feel, and the easier to accept the light, and things become clearer to your eyes, and you feel closer to the source.